Welcome back everyone to the FSL Wild Rift Open featuring League of Legends Wild Rift. My name is Infinity, together with me is Dash, and we're here for the Series 2 of the lower bracket.
Yeah, Series 2, this is going to be very different, but still have the same themes probably that we're going to be seeing for today. Excited to see how they're going to be placing after all of the things that happened. This is going to be D35 Team 1, versus Peekachu. Again, we're going to be seeing Peekachu fighting it out with another team in this tournament, which is pretty exciting to see because I want to see how other teams would be pairing up against Peekachu.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be exciting. This is going to be a hell of a matchup because D35 T1 prior to the series has lost up against MDH Esports, so this lower bracket round is going to be up against Peekachu. And with the performance of Pikachu's team from a while ago, this is going to be a hand-in-hand combat for this series. I almost said Dash a while ago, Dash. I almost said I'm Dash and you're Infinity.
Oh, I didn't I didn't realize, but it's okay. But with what we've seen today, right, for Pikachu, what I like about them is that they know how to use this current patch in their favor. They have not been using a lot of the champions that are most of the time have been put out by the other team. That's why right here, Ragnarok, we have seen them putting out the Nunu, the Nami. They've used the Nami during the second game in order for them to gain the advantage in the bottom lane, which is really, really smart for this team. They know how to play around the draft, so I hope D35 T1 is ready for what's coming to them.
Oh yeah, like the draft, like the play style, like the mind games towards the picks and bans would be really hard. So I think that is something to expect for D35 T1. If they want to win on the series, they have to be better. They have to be faster in the draft. Not that it really matters, but case in point, they really just have to move in better than the opposing team when it comes to the picks and bans.
Yeah. I do hope that this would be a bit different than what is going to happen today, because Pikachu versus D35 T1, we're moving towards a bracket, and the competition just gets tighter and tighter as we move towards the end of our series. It's going to be closer and closer than it's supposed to be. And here, right here, we're close to the lower bracket finals. But they're still kind of far away. We're like 2 games away from the lower bracket finals, and tomorrow we're going to be casting lower bracket finals and also the grand finals of our tournament. So right now, I'm gonna be focusing on how things are gonna go. Right? I think one of the questions that I want to ask you, Infinity, what item do you want to see being built in this game? Because there's a lot of niche items that has been put out during patch 4.0.
That is an interesting question. I don't really have any expectations or an item that I want to see towards this game, so I don't know.
Zoe getting banned though. Are you surprised about that? I'm surprised about that. Zoe, Vayne, Lulu getting banned for Pikachu. That's a different story. Because remember last game, they always banned the Lucian Karma. And, right? Lucian Karma, yeah, they have always banned the Lucian Karma. Maybe they want to take that for themselves.
Yeah, it could be. Because they're now on blue side. Compared to the series prior, they were always on red. So now being on the blue side, they have much more prio picks that they can secure.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yone getting picked. Then the immediate reaction with the Fiora Aatrox. That's smart. That's smart. I really love seeing that. Because the Fiora, the Yone are the biggest counters to the Aatrox. So picking up one of the counters against the Aatrox is a good measure right here for the side of Pikachu. Or rather, for the side of D35 T1, they know how to trap against them and they're playing the mind games together with them. Senna has been MIA for a long time. And I love seeing a Senna in games.
Definitely, that would lead to the better end game results, late game results rather, right? Especially with the given changes in patch 4.0a, you now have that capability. If ever D35 T1 is on a pickle towards the early mid game matchup, you still have that late game power spike that is in the form of Senna, that is in the form of these Aatrox. The question is, like, where is the Fiora and Aatrox going to go? Who is the Baron laner? Who is the jungler?
Yeah, it's gonna be different right here. With the Fiora, the Aatrox, I'm really expecting the Aatrox to just go to the jungle. I think the Aatrox is very much fitting on the jungle role, especially when you're fighting against the Yone. You could just farm it out together, wait for you to get the mid parts of the game and where you have your first item, where Aatrox and Yone actually get stronger. So that is the ideal role right here. But with what Pikachu is putting out right now, Infinity, this is a different story. It's not a very flexible draft compared to what they put out during the last games.
Yeah, and I think that is like there's a reason for it. Jace has been banned. Gragas has been banned. They first picked Yone, and they went in for Corki as a prio because of the potential that Corki has been showing us in the prior series. So it's not that flexible that they could show us, but Camille being locked in, now that's something.
Interesting. Camille to the Ezreal to this is a lot of priority picks in Infinity. I like this. I like this better because with the picks that they're getting here from their team, and even an Ahri on the mid lane, we haven't seen an Ahri for the longest time because most of the time it's gonna be paired up against a Zed. The Zed is pretty much stronger, and the Lux too. A lot of surprises for me here. Ezreal to the Senna, and the Lux in the mid lane for D35 T1. Okay, based on the draft, that took the turn for the worse. I thought it was good until it came to the last two picks.
For sure.
Very sorry.
Yeah, I think it's also difficult for D35 T1 because the thing is, they ban away Gragas. Then Pikachu banned away Galio and Nasus. And these three champions are the champions that you want paired with a Senna in the pro scene, in the competitive play, because of the utility that the duo does have. So banning these champions just made it so much harder for D35 T1 to be able to draft through.
Yeah. Really hard to turn these things around for this part of the draft. Because I'm gonna be very honest with you, Infinity, Senna in the support role. Yes, Senna is strong, Senna is good. Ezreal, Senna in the bot lane has a lot of range to work with. But if you're gonna be fighting against a Corki Nami in the bot lane, it's not gonna be much of a difference right here. Because the reason why Senna is great in Wild Rift is because of the fact that Senna pairing up together with a melee champion makes the healing much better for that. Most of the time, Senna is drafted when you have a lot of melee champions in your draft. It's because whenever Senna is in the backline, Senna is just going to be healing everybody. But here, they have two range champions. They have the Lux, they have the Ezreal, which whittles down the value of that heal from the Senna.
Yeah, and on top of what you stated, alongside with like melee champions marrying or matchup, right? You also have to consider that typically Senna with a Gragas, Nasus, or Galio, the reason for these pairings is because of the utility that these pairs have. A Galio has
tons of CC,
right?
Yeah.
CCs all around. And having an Ezreal in your lineup for D35 T1, as we stated a while ago, it is a selfish champion. It's all about damage. So there's no follow through when it comes to CCs. There is no follow up after the root of Senna. So aggression would be quite hindered from D35 T1.
Yeah, they are being toned down. This is one of the things that is not very bearable for the team here, is that because they're being paired out like this, it's going to be way harder than it's supposed to be. Now, it's going to be a big challenge here for the bot lane. How are they going to be using this? Because if they're not going to be pressuring the bot lane, Corki is just going to get stronger and stronger into the late game.
Yeah. Although, moving past, the bottom lane, we've talked about like these pairings already for D35 T1 having the disadvantage. Narda has the advantage up against Minute. Like, these amount of pokes that he's doing here in this early game is quite relevant. So I think if they continue to do these type of playstyles, poke, give some damage in, have the advantage through, and they still have that fighting chance.
Yeah, their fighting chance all comes down to how they play around this early game jungles. If ever Narda gets a great light binding in the mid lane, that's going to be the start of the fight right here, which is what started right now. Flash has been used already, low HP onto Minuet, so they need to get priority on this Wrist Cutler first before they back away.
Yeah, they're not starting it though. Oh, the charm still connects?
Okay.
Disgusting.
Great charm.
Yeah, disgusting in a good way. That is what I meant. But Yeah, it's really close so far. No kills, no first bloods. Pretty much very, very standard for all these players. But looking at the top lane though, Dash, paint me a picture. What can we expect with a Camille Fiora in the top side between these two teams?
Yeah, this is basically what you're gonna expect. The Camille is gonna have a hard time against the Fiora because the early game, because of the weak points that you have against the Fiora, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be pretty hard for the Camille to gain priority in lane as long as Powie knows how to just pressure, get the weak points, don't commit into anything. That is a big advantage. And also the Hextech Ultimatum is not going to be hitting the Fiora anytime soon because the riposte is going to be at the ready every time.
Yeah. And I think on top of that as well, you also have a longsword first pick for Powie with a Ruby Crystal for Camille. So like the damage from Powie is going to be better when it comes to that aspect. And so far, D35 T1, just a quick overview of this team is that they're a consistent top 8 team in Wild Rift Open. So that is still quite a achievement for this team from D35 T1. So given the series, I think this is really, really going to be a fun time to watch.
This is going to be different from the story a while ago. This is going to be way closer than it was during the last game. And it all comes down to the rotation. We're seeing it right now, right? The rotation, not giving any kills in the first 5 minutes because they know that they need to respect each other when it comes down to this.
Yeah, and Aatrox is consistently roaming, and that is what you like on a jungler. But the thing is, Peekachu is playing safe. And it's really, really good. Because Aatrox went in mid 2 times already. Went in top 1 time, no kills, no trade, no value. And those lack in value means that he's having that disadvantage up against the opposing jungler. Like, look at the level disadvantage already.
Looking at their champions too, and the perspective of Peekachu, most of these champions are very resource heavy. That's 4 champions that are very resource heavy. That's why right now in the early game, they don't have any much of a fighting chance unless they get the first item. D35 is not as resource heavy as this other champ. Actually, basically, almost all of the champions that D35 has is they don't need a lot of items to make work. And in the bot lane, looking at that, it's just the sheer power of the Corki in the package is what they are going to use. But here in the second rotation, for them to go to the Rift Herald after this and rotate down onto the mid lane, it's going to be pretty important for them to get the package at the right time.
Yeah, definitely. Although the reset's coming through, the first objective coming up at 10 seconds, so good call for Peekachu.
Both of them actually. They rotated too. Senna, Juniper, and Jarisa also are going to be going to the top side. After that, the package is also already here. Referral is going to be the priority on both of our sides. They're not going to be trading that out. Oh, ultimate has been used.
Oh,
that's not great.
Low. Yeah, that is not great. And now D35 T1 with that HP advantage could start a Rift Herald. This could be a 1-for-1 trade back though when it comes to objective.
Really surprising for me that they actually just traded it out for the Rift Herald, even without the final spark. I thought that Peekachu is just gonna be going for it, gonna try to take the fight against C35 T1, but they actually just respect the early game power that they have. Flash in,
Charm connects onto left, tidal wave to follow through. No damage. Now D35 T1 has the opposing has a gold lead. Non-existent from both these teams. 1-for-1 objectives. No first bloods as of yet. Everyone's playing safe.
Nothing. We're not seeing anything just yet for the side of D35 T1. Because they have the firepower. Manamuni has already been built by Juniper. This is when it starts!
And there it goes! Soulbound bound, followed by the ultimate. Now Teresa's gone.
Fate sealed right there. That's just... what a great call. They got the knock up, they got the fate sealed. That was enough. Flash from Jarisa wasn't even enough to just survive that fight, and that's a great call for Peekachu.
So much CC
1v1
built onto Yone. 1v1 gonna be a bit short-lived because of the hook shot from Camille going back to safety. Yone though, going top.
Yeah. And right now, we can see that D35 T1, they're not really struggling even with that first blood from Peekachu. It's like what we said. They don't really need a lot of items in order for them to slowly ramp up. Remember, they still have the referral in their hands a while ago. Already just put it out on the mid lane in order for them to get a bit of an advantage, but it's not going to be possible if you're fighting against a Corki. I really believe that Corki does have better wave clear compared to an Ezreal just because of the amount of AoE. Even with the Rocket Barrage, that's a lot of AoE already.
For sure, yeah. The only AoE Ezreal does have for clearing waves is the ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
And the cooldowns is really long. So I think when it comes to that 1v1 aspect of clearing waves, Corki really does have the upper hand.
Not giving even any space right here, but they already forced the flash against Claria. That might be a potential kill later on after they rotate from the mid lane. And what is this? Nobody's giving an inch here, Infinity. Because of that first kill, D35 was forced to play it safely compared to how aggressive they were during the start of this match.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is the respect between both these teams. Like the prowess, the rotations, if you can see right now, they're playing as a single unit, right? Both D35 T1 and also Peekachu having that consistent 4-man roams is really important. Now going top lane with Hextech ultimatum onto Poe. This is a bad time, but the flash would save her life.
Avi, gonna go in. You have the charm, Infinity.
Will not connect though. Minute. Uses up the Spirit Rush, and now Aatrox, World Ender, trying to catch up. The flash knockup is there.
Very fast.
Yo! Goes back with the Valkyrie. And now, no kill secured for D35.
Nobody's dying. Nobody's dying. And it's fine. And D35 Peekachu, this is such a heart-wrenching game because everybody's just so good. They just know how to play around each other and they're not giving any chances for the other side. Peekachu, D35, they're playing it safe. They're not committing as much as they could because one mistake could lead to them giving the other team a big advantage. Oh, light binding.
Oh, the light binding connects. And now that is really good. However, you have Claria and Aya being
Spark
there.
Oh.
Final Spark will not connect.
No.
That will lead to Peekachu having a 2k gold lead with the tower top secured. And also that pressure in up against the other 5T1.
Remember, Final Spark is not available again for Narda. This could be the time. This could be something that they can use in their favor for the side of Peekachu before they start any of these objectives. Rare Peril is going to be up. They could just put out the carpet against D35 T1. It's going to be hard for them to follow suit after putting out this package. They just need to be careful about that light binding coming in. D35, they have the mist coming out. Infinity, this might be the start of the fight.
Oh, forcing out the flash for Jarisa because of the charm. And now D35 Q1, no contest for the Rift Herald. Yone.
Oh, the knockup!
With a knockup. And now he is in danger. Pinned down in the middle of the fight. Narda is gone. Obliterated on face of the air. Pikachu got the kill. And they got what they came for.
I mean,
knockup onto Aatrox. So much CC. D35 Q1 is on the brink of losing their third mid lane. And that is it. Pikachu got the 3k gold lead.
Peekachu playing it like they should. They use the package in order to stop them from going in, pushing. And this is what we're saying about this lineup, Infinity. They have a much better lineup just because of the fact that they can use their CCs on top of each other. And it's easy to land them, which is not going to be a problem for them. D35 D1 had a lot of things going in for them. But the problem here is they don't have a lot of things to follow up. They're not very resource heavy compared to Peekachu. But with the advantage that they got from that fight, it won't be a big problem.
Yeah. And at this point of the game, it's now a really difficult game for Leader 5T1. Like, on top of the gold lead, sure. But you also have to consider that there are 2 Drakes in favor for Peekachu, having the map control in the mid lane and top lane. So going onto the jungle would be risky for D35T1, especially with a champion such as Aatrox, which needs a lot of gold.
Yeah. Need a lot of things to work with, especially for Aatrox, as you said. But D35 going in for the push at the top side.
Yeah, will do so. Right now the cavalry is here. This is 2-man roam for Pikachu going for the support. 2v3 tidal wave.
No.
And Aatrox is gone.
Flash into the Hex and Ultimatum, but a gun comes for the fight caught side!
Fatal knockout, follow up by Yone. Jarisa's in danger,
Wow.
and that is the double kill for Peekachu.
No, the confidence, Infinity, they're not done!
The flash is there for Aya. Narda just got out with inches on inches of death there for Peekachu. That was
This is the start. This is the start that Pikachu is looking for. Gaining one bit of an advantage. This is the reason why D35 was playing it so safely. Is because if you give a team like Pikachu an advantage, they're just going to be taking everything in their hands. They have the Trinity Force onto the SGL. Would this make a difference? Because their damage is going to be way up for the side of D35. But during the time that they got the Trinity Force, they weren't able to do anything just yet. That's why we can definitely say that Peekachu is just gonna mow over D35 right now, especially in this next objectives.
Yeah, especially how Yone has been consistently playing and ganking with value being secured by Pikachu. Like, it is always there. And it's just so much more of a difficult
they
time
made him
for
again.
D35T1. Jarisa forcing out ultimate to gain more sustainability. But this is Juniper going up against the Camille.
No damage.
A lot of these CCs. Tidal Wave to follow up. Jarisa is dead. And now Juniper to follow through. Pikachu
And he's gonna be next.
been the dominating team in the lower bracket. And they secure another 3 kills.
They weren't expecting themselves to be here in the lower bracket finals. That's why everything is being pieced on their puzzle. They're looking for it. Another kill onto the stop side though.
Oh, Spirit Rush. Going around.
Running away.
And Poe cannot secure that kill with a lot of healing numbers from Pikachu. Going for the quick response.
Great. Pikachu. They are looking for this. They want revenge. They want redemption from the lost from Seafood Dogs. Really expecting with this performance they might be able to do just that. But they're not done. They are walking towards thin ice because they're in the lower bracket finals. They can't make any mistakes. That's why what we're seeing right now, Infinity, is basically perfection from this team.
And did you see what Pikachu did there? Final Spark was used. True Shot Barrage was used. The Cannon Minion was very low. But Nami used the Redemption Enchant. And that is the biggest brain move that I've seen so far throughout the day to gain a little bit more HP for the Cannon Minion to secure the tier 2 turret mid lane.
This is just domination from what we're seeing. 3 towers down for both, or rather 4 towers down to the side of Pikachu. D35 is not letting up. A while ago it was a 8k gold lead, now it's loosening up onto a 6k. There's still a possibility that D35 could potentially turn things around if they would be able to win just one big fight. So far, they haven't gotten any kills, haven't gotten any valuable CC in just yet. One light binding might be the difference of heaven and hell for D35.
For right now, it's really unfavorable moment for D35T1. The Charm connects onto Pao Wii, and now Minute is just jumping around with the Spirit Rush. D35T1 cannot do nothing.
Their jungler has been invaded already. They can't even get close onto their own. Even have the Hawkshot coming in onto this side. As like Ultimatum hasn't been used Infinity because they just want to secure this vision onto this Ocean Drake part of the map.
Yeah, for sure. And now they're clearing out these visions. They're clearing out pretty much the jungle camps as well to
What is
just
that damage?
make Aatrox non-existent for this game, and they could just go for the Ocean Drake with no contest for D35T1. Yes, Narda has ultimate, but it's not gonna be enough.
The damage coming in from them because they already have tons of items. And the Hullbreaker in this Camille just makes it way harder to fight against her. This Juniper, even with the Trinity Force to the Manamune, it's not gonna be enough because this Camille is just so tanky right now.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, that Divine Thunder, Hullbreaker, along with a Vampiric Scepter as well. Too much tankiness.
There's so much to deal with for D35T1. With their composition, you really need a big advantage in the early game. Because honestly, with what we said a while ago, they're not very resource heavy. They don't need a lot of things in order to keep these things going. But because Pikachu, oh no, Narda was caught.
Stasis Enchant to buy time, but
Ah,
time
prison.
is not in your favor. D35T1 will lose their mid laner. Nardo is gone, and now they're following Druid of 8 Seals! 3-man knockup! And that is what
That's
I
dead.
call an evolution of domination for Peekachu. What a play from Yone.
Domination nation for Pikachu. Pikachu used Thunderbolt, and that they did. And this team is just so strong. And we have predicted a while ago they might be the ones gunning to end this lower bracket, get the lower bracket finals, get to the grand finals, gain their redemption against City Dogs who put them here on the lower brackets, and that they're showing. This is basically, as you said, the evolution of what they did during the first game, or rather the first match.
Yeah, now Kawi looking for the 1v1. Their post is there. The
Doesn't even care.
Connect. And Camille just goes away. Getting away
The
for
flash
an
bait.
inhib turret. So much value. How does Pikachu do this?
Getting away with a lot of things. I thought it's as close as it could be, but the longer the game went, a lot of cracks have formed on the D35 mountain, and that is what they use in their favor, and they got a kill like that. Not even close. Right there, Infinity. I was a no effort kill with the Baron on their hands. The package is gonna be coming out. It's not gonna be easy for them to defend this.
For sure. I mean, the amount of advantage with Pikachu, with what, 14k gold lead? That's too much. Now, it's gonna be a difficult time for D35 T1. It is a 4v4 though, because Aatrox and Camille go 1v1 top lane. But it's not even enough. Baron Nashor will be able to just enhance the power of Pikachu in this game of pushing. And now Aatrox running away, looking for the execute instead, going for the sidesteps.
Red
Hook
buff.
shot secures the kill, and now Yone into the backside kills down
Oh,
Narda.
tidal
So there
wave.
are two members left. Howie and Juniper, the only
ending
ones
this.
remaining to be alive. Baron Nashor is there, Cannon Minions is there to end it, and Pikachu strikes first in the lower bracket round 2.
Another kill to end it, and that is Pikachu dominating, not giving any kills, not showing any mistakes, any cracks in their defenses. Pikachu, golden armor shining through. And wow, that is just such a great game from this team. And we thought that this could have been bad because of their composition, but they're confident that this Corki Nami from Aya and Claria are just going to be the dynamic duo that they need in order to hold against D35. Everybody played to their own right. Everybody was stellar during this game. Pikachu used Thunderbolt.
Yeah. Or evolve to Raichu. That could, could work as well.
You don't evolve to Raichu. You don't.
Oh,
do
you
that.
don't? You don't?
You
My
don't
bad,
evolve
my
to Raichu. Yeah.
Although, overall, that was a really, really good game for Pikachu in the lower bracket round 2. Just look at the damage of Minute and also Aya. 20k damage each. And the setups from Yone, those setups were key.
Fate seals, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's really hard to see, right? Whenever you're on the side of D35, getting the Fate seal from the Yone, I mean, it's from far away. It's like one jungle camp away. The Yone is just gonna get close to you as fast as possible with the knock up to the Fate seal. That's enough to just put pressure on this team because they're not safe anywhere they go.
Yeah, and on top of that, there was a huge lead of Yone in the early game. From what we're saying,
that's
Aatrox was consistently looking for these ganks, looking for these plays, but Yone was just farming. So there was a level gap already, and there was a gold gap of like 300 gold with no kills so far in the game, and that just led them to a bigger and bigger lead towards the mid game.
One of the things that I could point out could have been a mistake for the drafting on the side of D35 would be they didn't have tank support. I think the tank support is very much a big need for that composition to work. You had the Ezreal, you had the Lux, and even a Fiora. Nobody's going to be fronting for the Ezreal and the Lux, which is the reason why they could just breach the back line pretty easily. Ezreal, Lux didn't have a great time during that game because they were breached. They were just being taken to the back lines with a Hextech ultimatum, not even a CC to help them out because they're the ones who are putting up CC themselves. So maybe substituting the Senna with a Nautilus, maybe even a Thresh, in the next game could be a good answer for
Yeah.
D35.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see in the draft for the next game. But for now, that's game 1. The FSL Water Open lower bracket round 2 between D35 T1 and Peekachu. For now, we're going to take a short break. But when we come back, it's game 2.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Wild Rift Open of FSL featuring League of Legends Wild Rift. And we're going to be your shoutcasters again for today. My name is Dash, and I'm here with Infinity, and we're going for game 2 of our game. Again, it was such a great game 1. We have seen Peekachu during the match 1. In game 1, they are just dominating here, Infinity.
Yeah. They showed through their talents and their prowess. Even from the prior series as well, Peekachu was dominating. And even up until now, series number 2 for the lower bracket round 2, still dominating. Quite exceptional.
Yeah. Again, it's a really great showing for the teams here from the FSL Wild Rift Open. And we have seen during our brackets, we are going to be seeing a lot of our teams all together on this next ones. But again, we're still on the game 2 of this series. Everything is progressing as we speak right now. And I'm hoping to see the teams, most of them, right here in the lower bracket finals and on the lower brackets and even on the upper brackets later on.
Yeah, for sure. So I think we could look at the brackets. I think that would be something that we could look forward to, like how these teams were working around these the FSL Wild Rift Open. Because I think right now D35 T1, I think they still have that fighting chance. They shown through safety and also playing match toe to toe up against Peekachu for at least a couple of minutes there in that game number 1. So there's still that opportunity for them to make it back and go to game 3.
Yeah, now we're going to be going on to our drafts for today, and everybody's just ready to see what are they going to be banning, what are they going to be putting out. D35, good respect. I like this bans from them, even banning the Gragas so that the members right here of Peekachu aren't going to be having an easier time, so they need to change up their draft. Yone is available for D35. They want to take it out because a while ago Yone was a headache. There you go.
Yeah, and they're gonna pick it up for themselves. D35 T1 has that prio, could still go into mid lane, could still go jungle, could still go top. Regardless, that is a very flexible pick. But Karma and Corki being locked in by Peekachu as it is
Good
left
answer.
open.
Yeah, Carmen Corki, good answer to the Yone. But we have seen the Aatrox is still available if ever they want to. And also, if Peekachu wants to, they could just pick out the Gwen if ever they want to start something different here. If they want to fight against the Yone into the late game.
Yeah, and what Peekachu is doing is going for very, very squishy first 3 picks. Karma, Corki, and Ari. So the thing that is left open as of yet is the Baron Laner and also Jungler. Now, there are a lot of picks still for that. Could be a Wukong, could be Aatrox, could be Kha'Zix. But they need a frontliner for this one.
Yeah. And right now, Lucian getting banned just says a lot of what they want to do here. They don't want the flexibility of the Lucian going to the mid lane, going to the top side if ever. So they're planning something specific. Having the Ahri against the Lucian is not a very ideal pick. But picking up the Gwen, this is good. It's very smart because they don't want to have the capabilities of Yone versus the Gwen most of the time in the late game. Gwen is going to be having the advantage. So this is very smart. This is very smart for them. But Morgana Galio basically is going to be the bot lane here for D35.
Yeah, and you know what? Pikachu still could pivot themselves into picking an Olaf. Oh, never mind. D35 T1 banned it away immediately because considering you have a lot of DCCs for D35 T1, right? An Olaf would be perfect, but they banned it away. Quite smart.
Yeah, very smart because the Morgana and the Galio, basically if you put an Olaf in their faces, they're not going to be as effective as you're expecting to be.
Yeah.
But here it's going to be different because without that, Kha'Zix is going to be available against the Yone, which is usually the answer. But problem with the Kha'Zix is if you won't find the early game skirmish, early game battles, or put down the Yone as fast as you could, it would be a very big problem here for Peekachu.
Yeah. And with that said, Wukong would follow through.
Good answer.
For D35 T1. So a lot of these AoE CCs now being locked in into what I can call a team fight composition.
Yeah. not a lot of leverage for Peekachu with this composition. Right now, I'm liking D35's composition a lot
Oh,
more because they have a lot of flexibility. They want to get the back to the back line as fast as they could. They have a lot of dive potential, and coupling that up with the Morgana, that makes it easier. This is a good composition from D35.
yeah. Yeah. Why I said no a while ago is because they're going for a Morgana APC. This is a Morgana Galio bot lane, so they have a lot of poke with the Dark Binding, with the skills of Morgana along with Galio to follow up with CCs as well. This is going to be an interesting matchup. What we talked about a while ago is the draft, and D35T1 has shown us a draft.
D35, this is what they needed to do during game 1. This draft is so good. Even if they don't put the Yone in the jungle, it's still okay. If you're fighting against an Aatrox anyway, that's a big advantage because, you know, especially when we watch, if you actually watch Worlds, Yone is the best counter for Aatrox. Aatrox was very strong during that time, and here it's the same. Yone is way stronger than Aatrox because you won't have an easier time landing all those Darken Blades. So it's gonna be a big disadvantage for the Aatrox here. But here, I hope that Peekachu has an answer because right now they don't have a lot of CC sources that could potentially help out with all of this damage coming from their composition.
Yeah, plus, on top of that, if Aatrox goes for the World Ender, Yone could just go back away, or even CC as well, and Aatrox can't do nothing. So there's just a lot of these opportunities for a counter onto the top lane that D35T1 has put in the draft, in their draft specifically. And what I like about them as well is they have Wukong along with a Galio as well. So if Yone comes in, or even if Wukong engages off a team fight, Galio can follow suit. And then you have Morgana to Dark Bind, and then just the front line will have a huge safety net for D35T1.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you said, that this is going to be way different. D35 would have the biggest leverage right here because even if they make mistakes, it's okay because they have a lot of ways to get in and get out of this fight. Because remember, as we said, you have the lag shield, you have the hero's entrance. If Powie, Juniper, and Narda goes in, they have ways to get out. And that's what's great about compositions like this. But Peekachu, it's not even one note. The composition does have a bit of damage, doesn't have a lot of identity. They can just get in and out of fights, which is okay. But how are they going to be finishing these targets? Because they don't have that holding power, that CC, to put all this damage on to the members of D35.
Yeah. Although something that I'm noticing here, Dash, is that a while ago, it was Nina, who was
just
the jungler.
Yeah.
But right now, she's the support.
Yeah. They wanted to do something different for this time around. Is with Ani not being in the support role a while ago, might be a bit different. Maybe she's way more aggressive, especially when using the Galio, which is something that you need. And we all know that most of the times, even in WRLA, you are, especially when you're playing the Galio, the aggressiveness of these Galio players are just immense.
Yeah. So this is really interesting on the lookout for D35T1 and Peekachu at the same time. And right now, when it comes to the early game, I don't think any of these two teams will be quite aggressive.
Interesting.
It is surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jennifer losing on the first battle against this Aatrox was really surprising for me too, because I'm not expecting her to lose because she had the advantage here. She had more damage and also the potential of the lethal tempo to the Ignite onto the top side. It's way easier to just take down the Aatrox, but seeing a different story here. And the rotations onto the top side, they want to get the kill. They're going in, rotations coming in, flash has been used, exhaust to the Ignite right there to end it all. First blood to Peekachu.
Yeah, Flash Ignite for Yone is not gonna be enough. And Peekachu getting the first blood as well is once again a statement to make. They have shown us, you know what, we can have a disadvantage for a bit when it comes to the graph, but our micro-macro play is superior up against the enemy team.
Also, Minute getting that first kill is on an Airy. We have seen her being very strong with this Airy. She's gonna be dominating later on against C35. Getting that first item. You know what? what I really don't like whenever you have an AP champion in the game is that AP champions, their itemization path is really bad compared to how AD champions are. You need to get the first item as fast as you could because that is when the value of this AP item shine through. Like right now, you see the Lost Chapter, you really need to get the first item first because the Lost Chapter whittles down on the value the longer the game goes.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see. We'll see how this works. Although expectedly, Pikachu could build up Merc Treads because of the 3 AP champions that D35 T1 has, and also the amount of CCs. So expectedly, we could expect a Merc Treads for Pikachu in a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah. Right now, look at this, right? What they're doing in the top side, the pressure that they are putting against Juniper. This is the disadvantage of a Yone. Because Yone needs items to make sure that they would have any advantage against the enemy team. And once you cut that off, once you cut off the early game power or the early game XP and even the early game gold of a Yone gets slower and slower and to the point in where the Yone won't have any value anymore.
Yeah, and I don't think, speaking of value, that Yone would have a chance because right now, Aatrox is super dominating. 2-level lead, 1k gold lead, and that could even be more as Yone gets punished.
I was surprised that they actually started the fight right there, but they're not yet done. They want to start with the Cyclone right here. They have the ultimate coming in. Hero's Entrance is not being hitting onto the backline. Powie is just going ham onto the Kha'Zix. Exhaust coming in against this. No World Ender whatsoever onto the top side. They want to get the kill. Jarisa goes in for the Dark Binding. Will be able to hit Tormented Soul. And that's going to be what they need against Pikachu. The start of the fight is just going in their favor. They still have a lot of things to move with. They are going in with another dash. And Aya is going to be the next target in their eyes, but it's still a 2-kill advantage for the side of D35.
For sure. And now Pikachu lost 2 of their members. D35 T1 made it back with a 2-for-2 trade overall in the first 5 minutes. Now Rift Herald and Mountain Drake is up. Now this is where the party will start. Rift Herald could be for D35 T1 as they have the advantage over it.
Yeah. Have positioning, but they don't have items on Juniper. I think this would still be in favor of Pikachu. Because right now the Aatrox does have more items compared to them, and the package is already available too. And even if they have a lot of dashes, the Charm would be able to hit on the Jarisa half HP with that damage. Package is available, they can use it anytime they want. They laid down the package, and the Juniper is not going to be hitting the Fate Seal. They're just running away, they're kiting down the members of D35. They got the Rip Herald with no answer whatsoever. Low HPs on a lot of members, and would be able to hit on the sweet spot. And that's going to be Aatrox taking the kill, and that's a second down the drain for Pikachu.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. If you've seen that team fight, Juniper missed the Fate Seal. So no one got CC'd from the Rift Herald pit, and on top of that, there's no more opportunity for them to make it through. Gaia was far away, Narda was far away. At that point, they lost the objective, they lost 2 members, and they lost from that fight overall with the player taken down.
And they lost a gold lead, 4k gold lead on the side of Pikachu. That's big at this point in the game. That's basically an item for the side of Pikachu. And now Mountain Drake is still available. Infinity. We're able to hit the Shuriken toss, and Narda is going to get punished just because of that. Very careless of them. And the flash coming into the exhaust is not going to be enough for them to survive. Tower in the mid lane is looking like cherry for Pikachu because they want to take it down as fast as they could. And that they got. Mountain Drake is going to be taken.
Yeah, and Pikachu at this point is not stopping anytime soon. Objectives time and time again. Rift Herald pushing through the tier 2 third mid lane as well. The Mountain Drake secured. Who can stop them?
Pikachu is looking at this game like their lunch. D35. They are just getting gobbled up by Pikachu. And 2 towers down at 7 minutes in the game. And they haven't rotated already onto the bot side. Another tower might be down right here. Powie has been hit. Cyclone has to use World Ender from this. Oh, wow. They're not even stopping. They want to hit another. Powie is going to be chased down. Good. Brock on the grass is now dying, and might be another kill right there. That's going to be what they need. The outplay from Powie. That is what they needed. And a bit of a breathing room for D35.
For sure, that is a bounty onto Wukong. The outplay from Powie was amazing. I did not expect that. Pikachu in the bottom lane.
Peekachu. Damage coming from Aya. Rocket Barrage was able to hit. Careless from dismembers. That's gonna be the kill on their side. 1 kill. Mistakes have been done by Peekachu.
Slowly but surely, they're getting these trade backs. They're getting these kills. That is really important at a state of defeat because Peekachu is so much lead so far in this game too, especially if D35 T1 wants to make it back because of match point. They have to win this round.
Peekachu knows. I mean, D35 knows that Pikachu is confident and they're using it against them. This confidence might be deadly for Pikachu. Because if ever, they might electrocute themselves. This could potentially get the lead onto D35, and that's not what you want. They have a Yone in their team, remember. Don't want a Yone getting back into the game because if that happens, Yone would be a big headache for Pikachu.
Yeah. It will indeed be a huge headache.
Bot lane though.
But still, I'm looking at a huge disadvantage for Yone. 2-level gap between 2 Baron laners is really big in 8 minutes.
Tower in the bot lane. They have the advantage. They have the Vision. Narda doesn't have the Tyler Trap, but they have the Flash. D35 was able to get away from that fight. Because of that fight happening, looking at the confidence right here, Jennifer does have Gate Seal to use here. Transcendent Embrace to stop them from getting closer. And they are not going to be continuing, but Riffle is up on the top side.
The Dark Binding from Morgana, that was good. Like, that was a prediction shot. Aatrox was not there at the moment, so that was amazing. But now, Rift Herald being up. Expectedly, Peekachu will get this unscathed from the Leader 5T1, but if those 2 ultimates connects with Juniper and Tawi to enter that fight, wherein Ananina Nina could follow through with the hero's entrance, this could be their time to shine.
Riffle is up. D35, as he said, they are going to be needing this confidence from the team, but looking at this, I think too confident from Pawi to go for this. The package is available. They got the Riffle. Exhaust has been used, and Pawi just went in for knock, and that's going to be a kill for Peekachu.
Yeah, time and time again, Pikachu is looking for these huge value targets. Howie is gone. No junglers available for D35T1 for the foreseeable future.
Perfect.
Right now, Narda
available. They have the Ignite. Not going to be enough because they have the Honeyfoot in their hands. Might be a re-engage coming in from Pikachu. They don't have anyone just yet. And even with the doubts that they have a while ago, Infinity, Pikachu is pairing up pretty well.
For sure. Right, 9-4, 8k gold lead still, and their vision game is immaculate. Right, they had bottom quadrant vision for over a minute, uncleared, so they know where D35T1 is during that time.
Yeah, and they don't even need the CC that we're looking for a while ago in their composition. If D35 are the ones who are going to be engaging against them, that's the best CC that they can go for, is that if they're engaging against them, they don't need to hold them out, because that's what D35's composition wants to do. If they want to get close to us, just let them, and let's just put out the damage against them.
Yeah. However, Pikachu, once again, another objective down the drain. Tier 2 turret mid lane that brings them up into a 9k goal lead up against D35T1. And so far, Juniper is so far from getting the level gap closer and closer in a Baron 1v1 matchup.
They're being forced to rotate. They're being forced to react on what Pikachu is going to do. Looking at how Pikachu is playing this out, Infinity, the charm was able to hit on the mid lane. Ani is going to be down. That's going to be another one down the drain on the side of D35 because they're losing a lot of these objectives, losing a lot of these fights. And even a tower on the top side is looking like candy for Pikachu because looking at it, nobody's there to defend. Minuet has no mana. Yes, they're going to be able to get the kill here with a perfect execution, but the flash there is able to stop them from getting anything of value. And Pikachu was able to get 2 things of value, the top side tower and this Infernal Drain.
Yeah, and that is the second dragon for Pikachu. Another turret down for them as well. 13k gold lead for this
Soul
team.
Unbound. Juniper, no!
It's yeah, and it's not just for players. I think this is not a good show for D35T1 for this game too. This is a landslide for Pikachu.
Again, it's like game 1. I mean, game 1 was very close until it wasn't anymore because of the kills, but the mistakes that D35 have been doing during this game is very, very punished by Pikachu. Every time that they see these mistakes, they punish every time that they can go for. And it's not going in favor of D35 because it's a 13k gold lead, Infinity.
Yeah, and their late game investment is Yone. That is their late game investment. But the thing is, 0-5-1. It's a constant punish by Pikachu on top side. No
Yeah.
prio, level gap. It's so hard for them to make
Another
it back.
one.
And just look at this.
That damage, wow. Doesn't even
This can't
need-
happen.
Yeah, and even because of the towers that they have, Infinity, it's the reason why this is happening is because they can't get any priority in their laning. Because without the towers, you just can't get close. And without the vision here, they might just get punished again. Because they're gonna be getting close, Infinity. D35 is gonna get close to them. And they saw the ward being put out. They might get the vision right here. Look at that, the knockout coming in. Hero's entrance has been cancelled. And they might go for the cleanup. Teresa has been hit with a charm. And that might kill the end for D35, but not yet. They're still too close. They're still too fast. Teresa again hit by another skill and half HP onto Teresa.
Yeah, sure. Now, Baron Nashor being started. Jungler is available, but I don't think this is going to be a chance for them to make a steal.
Not even close. Not even close. How we can't even get close in this objective. Flash has been used. And Infinity. This is just a dominating battle. Time and time again from Pikachu. Another stump from the game.
Yeah, and I don't know if they could still make it back. If there is, it's probably like 0.something%. But this is looking
It's a miracle
like
if they come back from this.
yeah, there's looking like a win already for Pikachu because of their dominance in this game too.
Yeah. Too much. It's too much deal. 6 towers down, 15k gold lead, 2 Drakes, and even a barrier on the hands of Pikachu. The only thing that could help you out here is maybe try to get a shutdown gold and slowly
Creep your way back
get
in.
up there. Yeah, that's how
Uh-huh.
they can go for it. But
Yeah.
with another kill coming in from Pikachu, a 4v5, that's not possible to do.
Right. With a 10 kill lead as well. We'll see though. Because right now, if they could just burn down the Baron Nashor, if they could get the ace, that's the chance.
Woohoo! That damage from Aatrox. And with Pikachu just taking down these towers, not even an answer from the side of D35. This might spell at the end. The slow death of D35 in his lower brackets. Pikachu are just spelling them out. The execution has been called already. And D35 has no answer. Leap in, Hero's entrance, no damage, and they just want to end it all. Aya is just gonna be doing the damage onto the backline. Power tried to go with the Cyclone, but it's not enough. Juniper has been exhausted. And the finisher from Pikachu, the best kill that they have. The ending. They are just breezing through this lower bracket run against everybody else in this lower brackets.
What a series. Pikachu 2 in a row of a 2-0 matchup up against their enemy team is a statement to make. Yes, they lost up against City Dogs in the upper bracket, but here in the lower bracket, they dominate.
Lower brackets. Infinity is just the immaculate calls from this team, Pikachu. They're so good at using their objectives into their advantage, and even with the drafts, they know how to move around it. The Airy, the Corky Karma, they can't even get close against them. Even with the amount of CC of D35, what they can get is just a 4 kills. There you go. 4 kills is what they can only get, even with the amount of CCs that they have. Because they played around top lane, Juniper can't even deal the damage that we're expecting from the Yone.
Yeah. Really, really amazing stuff there by Pikachu. So we'll see if they could make it through to the lower bracket finals to the upper bracket.
Yeah.
So that is their goal, expectedly. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see this matchup from today and also tomorrow.
Honestly, the next game that we're going to be having is going to be up for a surprise, because we're not going to be looking at Pikachu on this next game, which is a different game for us, but we're going to be going for Kitsune and UGH Guardians, the other team that is in the same bracket for round 5. we're going to be looking at their games for this next one because they took quite a long time from the last game. They got 2-1 against Upside Down. So this is
Yeah.
going to be way different because maybe the players might be exhausted from their last game. I hope they're not. I hope they're fired up for this next one because Peekachu is going to be the next one if ever they win from this next one. But they are up against another, maybe Pokemon Kitsune is fighting against UGH Guardians for this next one. But before we go there, we're just going to be taking a short break. We're going to be your casters again later on. And again, we're your casters a while ago from the last game. We're Dash and Infinity. See you guys in the next game.